Hey y'all, it's Siobhan Muir. Welcome back to Cooking with Siobhan. The best thing about this is Muirlette #1 is gluten intolerant. She just can't stand it anymore.
I'm just that difficult.
She's just that difficult. In any case, so what we have taken to is we've actually found a really good cookbook. It's called Gluten-Free on a Shoestring by Nicole Hunn, and it is the best. It's been the best gluten-free recipe book we've ever found. We've had success with almost all the bread recipes.
Yep.
Including, I think, the pancake one too.
The pancake one worked actually very well.
Yeah. So this is the book we're using, and we are making her white sandwich bread. Now, the only change we're going to do this time is Muirlette #1 has requested rosemary bread because I make a regular gluten rosemary bread, and
She died for her. And I can't eat it.
It's very good, and she can't eat it. So we are actually going. We've chopped up some rosemary, and we will add it to the bread. All right. So the way this recipe goes is you are going to need 3 cups of all-purpose gluten-free flour, and we did the 1-to-1. So that we don't have to add xanthan gum. We do have xanthan gum, but we prefer this, actually we prefer Bob's Red Mill. It is one of the best gluten-free flours because it doesn't taste weird. One of the problems with gluten-free flour is you can get flour that is made from garbanzo beans, chickpeas. Oh man, the stuff that comes out, it doesn't taste good.
It's not yummy.
No, it has a weird, because chickpeas in general have a weird aftertaste. Guess what your bread tastes like? Not our favorite. So we have been shopping around for different bread flours. Pamela's makes a good 1-to-1 gluten-free bread flour, or all-purpose flour, but it works better for baked goods than it does for breads. It's really interesting. They're both made more or less the same. It's just that this tastes better with bread. We've decided.
Honestly, out of the 2 of them, this one's my favorite.
Yeah, I agree. It's we prefer it. We're not trying to sell Bob's Red Mill, but we found it to be the tastiest. Okay. Now, if you do not have the 1-to-1, do not panic. If you have regular old gluten-free flour, they also said add 2 1/4 teaspoons xanthan gum if it's not already mixed in. Ours already has it mixed in. So just so that you know, if you have regular flour and you need to make it stick together, use the xanthan gum. 2 teaspoons of salt.
Whatever you do, don't add xanthan gum to the mix that has xanthan gum in it.
Yes, don't do that because then there ain't no movement. It is solid. Make sure I got it right. Okay, 2 teaspoons.
Yeah, that's good. 1.
And just making sure I get it right.
Yep.
2 teaspoons of salt.
Yep.
Loosen up there until you get like that.
Yeah, okay.
Try that. Okay, 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 1/2 teaspoons of yeast. It actually says put everything in here to start with. So if you think like, wait, why are you putting the yeast in now? Trust me, part of this recipe is you mix everything together in your pan, your stand mixer. This one actually requires a stand mixer to have the paddle attachment. And first you're going to whisk all this stuff together by hand. Then you're going to mix it and add the wet ingredients. The other thing is you need to grease a 9 by 5 inch loaf pan, or even smaller, and set aside. We already did that. We're choosing to use butter this time because we saw on a cooking show that for making wedding cakes you should use butter, not spray. And so I'm going to try it. Usually I use spray to get my breads out, and it works fine. Totally works fine. I thought I would use butter this time. All right, so we need, where's the teaspoon?
Oh, you wanted to keep that?
I wanted to keep that.
You didn't tell me.
I need it back.
Okay.
Okay, so this is 2.5 teaspoons of instant yeast.
Here's your teaspoon. Do you need that half teaspoon still?
Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna take it over now. You won't see it again.
All right. 2.5 teaspoons of yeast.
Are you done with the teaspoon?
We are done with this one. You're not done with this one.
I'm just asking about the teaspoon.
All right.
I don't care about the quarter yet.
Excellent. All right, then 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar. You good over there?
Maybe. You never know. Find one moment and not to find the next.
1/4 teaspoon. I think I'm done with that.
Okay. You don't have any spoon anymore?
All right, so it says, in the bowl of your stand mixer, place flour, salt, yeast, cream of tartar, and sugar. Whisk together with a handheld whisk. So basically what you're doing is just making it a dry ingredient. Oh, wait, don't forget sugar. Otherwise it's going to be really tasteless. And it says 2 tablespoons of granular sugar. Sorry, I did the first row and I forgot to do the second row. There. Whoa.
Wow.
That was not what I expected.
You are skilled today.
I am.
What? It was over your left shoulder, was it not?
It was over my right.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, mix together all the dry ingredients, including the sugar. Don't forget the sugar. Why weren't you paying attention?
Because I thought you'd already handled it.
No. It's right there.
Wondered.
Okay. All right, so now all the dry ingredients are mixed together. All right, then it says,
Do you want to add this last?
yes,
Okay. Just, I need to make sure.
no.
Okay.
So because I don't normally, I normally put this in my bread maker and let it do all the work. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to consider this as a dry ingredient. The reason is I want it mixed throughout. And sometimes once you add the wet ingredients, it's a lot harder to get everything mixed together. So I'm gonna do it now, I think, and I will hand mix it together because I do want the rosemary throughout. Yeah, it took a minute to think about that. Okay, so then what you're going to do, I won't need that,
Okay.
is you're going to fit this into your stand mixer, tighten it down, it's a little closer to me, and you're going to, according to this, it says add the milk, butter, vinegar, apple cider vinegar, add the milk, butter, and egg whites, mixing at low speed after each addition. So, what do you need? You need 1.5 cups of warm milk. You need 4 tablespoons of melted then cooled butter, completely melted. You need 2 egg whites, and then you need, where did it go? 1 teaspoon, so not tablespoon, 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. All right. So you're gonna put them in that order, and you start this thing by mixing at low speed after each addition. So we're gonna lock this thing in place, and we're gonna, right? Okay, pour the milk in slowly, please. Oh, and we're gonna need good job. There you go. Nice. All right. Then you're going to add the butter. hold on to this thing. And then you're going to add the egg whites. Hopefully it doesn't throw everything everywhere.
That would be really important.
Makes it kind of sticky. You're going and then you're going to add the 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. Make sure you shake up your apple cider vinegar to get the sediment off the bottom. Listen to her all so upset for the vinegar. Vinegar, that. All right, it should look, you can kind of see it, it should look wet and ooey gooey, all right? That is the goal of this stuff, to be kind of ooey gooey. And that's kind of what you want. All right. Now, turn the mixer to medium-high and mix for 3 minutes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right.
2 minutes and 55 seconds.
Really? 2 minutes and 55 seconds?
Get busy now.
All right. And you let that thing mix itself to death.
Yeah. Still got 2 minutes 40 seconds.
The dough will be thick, smooth, and very wet. Or quite wet. He's having a good time with it.
Just rocket it.
It is.
Literally.
Rocket it.
2 minutes 20 seconds.
Boy, you can smell the rosemary.
Can you? I still can smell vinegar. I like the smell of vinegar. Any of them. Right? You smell something.
Ooh, I can totally smell it. The rosemary. It smells really good to me. The neat thing about this recipe is this does all the work. You throw it in a pan and you let it rise. That's really the extent of what you do. And I kind of like that because one of the things that's really tough about making bread is you have to do so much work to get it to do what you want it to do. You don't need that. Oh, well, I guess you need it for the plastic, right?
Once in a while, it makes them happy. "55 seconds. Got this. Going down. Just so you know.
Really? Where are you at next?
25 seconds.
Oh. 15. All done. Okay, scrape the dough into the prepared loaf pan. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this. Yep. And then we're gonna do, yeah. And we're gonna, actually I'm not gonna put it back in the bowl. I was gonna put it back in the bowl and I thought, you know what? Why don't I just scrape it into the prepared loaf pan? Because I'm going to have to get the stuff off anyway, right?
That is the assumption, yes.
That is the assumption. Let's get this side cleaned up first. It is supposed to be very wet. It is supposed to be smooth and gooey. You want to get the last little bits off as much as possible?
Oh, it's just gonna hold it for you, but alright.
Oh, alright. Well.
Because I also plan on, taking it away.
Soaking it?
Yeah.
One reminder, this stuff is thick and it turns to concrete if you do not soak it.
So true.
So true. More so even with the gluten-free flours than, say, regular flour.
Just this little corner and it's pretty good.
Okay, that's the best we're gonna do with that. All right, but then we gotta do that bad boy. All right. Let's try to
Do you want me to hold this?
maybe, yeah. See if we can get it to go out a lot easier. Sorry, I know we're putting the edge of the bowl toward the camera, but it takes a fair amount of work to get this stuff out.
It really does.
And you want to get as much of it into and out of the bowl, into the pan and out of the bowl. Because you went to all that work. Well, you made your mixer do all that work. All right. I think I did the very best I could do. All right. So then what you want to do is kind of spread this out. It is not going to flow.
No.
It is not going to flow. So. All right, that's what it's gonna look like. Okay, so what you need to do next, that she closed my book, but what I read before she whisked it away and pretended that I know everything.
You do know everything.
See? Is you want to cover the bread with a oiled piece of plastic wrap. This so that when it rises as much as it has in other people's recipes, that it won't stick to the plastic and you won't end up pulling all that risen dough out with you. So that's the goal here. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to go. And then you flip it over. And you put it down. So once you have the oiled plastic wrap on it, you want to store it in a place that's warm, dry, and undisturbed for about, I think it's 45 minutes. Half an hour to 45 minutes. It'll be longer in a cool area and shorter in a warm, dry area, or warm, moist and humid. In any case, it will take some time, so we'll be back in about 30 to 45 minutes to show you what it's done. All right, you guys, it has risen for about 45 minutes. And actually, this I think this is the best I've seen it. Did you think?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so this is pretty good, especially for gluten-free flour. It's always been kind of a little trick with gluten-free flour. Now remember, don't bang it hard, otherwise you scare the yeast and it all goes. So
It likes to hide.
it does. So what we're going to, okay, so I think
Why don't we just use the pan for that?
I think so. So that you don't stretch it or anything. I think that's a good plan. All right, so we're gonna put it in the oven, and it bakes for.
45 minutes.
She took away my recipe. It bakes for about 45 minutes to an hour. Definitely start it at 45 and then check on it to see how brown it has gotten. Don't worry about the inside so much, but definitely check to see how brown it's gotten on the inside. So in it goes. All right, 45 minutes, and we'll be back. Okay, the timer just went off. Ooh. Oh, it looks great! I'm gonna pull this thing out and set it right here. Hang on, I'm gonna get that. Okay. Turn that off. Yeah, it got really hot, so with the oven on. But there you go. There is the.
Right.
I can smell the rosemary. Rosemary sandwich bread. Okay, so what it says is the outside will form a thick brown crust, allow to cool for about 10 minutes in the pan before transferring the bread itself to a wire rack to cool completely. I always put my pans on a wire rack. That is just what I do. But what they say is keep it in the pan to cool for about 10 minutes and then put the bread on the wire rack. It does say that to freeze this bread, cool completely, then slice, wrap tightly, and freeze. Defrost as many slices at a time as you need, and in the toaster. So it smells so good.
Yes.
Sandwich bread, gluten-free. And since we've done this recipe a few times now, it is actually really good bread. Even people who normally don't eat gluten-free bread say it's good bread. It's delicious. Because we're awesome.
We are.
We're totally awesome. So, that's a good-looking loaf. I think it's the best one we've made yet.
I think so.
Maybe it's the rosemary. It could be. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and ring the bell so that you know when new videos and new goodies show up. Thank you all for joining us, and happy making, happy baking, happy eating, and happy reading. Catch you later.